Hey guys, welcome to Carter Covers, and it's time for the Mass of the Lord's Supper readings for today. If you didn't watch my other videos, I will do the readings for Good Friday tomorrow. I will do them today and I'll upload them tomorrow. But there won't be a Saint of the Day video for tomorrow. Partially in consideration for Good Friday, but out of respect for Good Friday, but also because I don't know if there'll be a Saint of the Day for tomorrow. Okay, so this is for the evening Mass, the Lord's Supper. The first reading comes from Exodus chapter 12, verses 1 through 8 and 11 through 14. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, "This month shall stand at the head of your calendar. You shall reckon it the first month of the year. Tell the whole community of Israel, on the 10th of this month every one of your families must procure itself a lamb, one apiece for each household. If a family is too small for a whole lamb, it shall join the nearest household in procuring one, and shall share in the lamb. In proportion to the number of persons who partake of it, the lamb must be a year-old male and without blemish. You may take it from either the sheep or the goats. And then you shall keep it until the 14th day of this month, and then with the whole assembly of Israel present, it shall be slaughtered during the evening twilight. They shall take some of its blood and apply it to the two doorposts and the lintel of every house in which they partake of the lamb. That same night they shall eat its roasted flesh with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. This is how you are to eat it, with your loins girt, sandals on your feet, and your staff in hand. You shall eat it like those who are in flight. It is the Passover of the Lord. For on the same night I will go through Egypt, striking down every firstborn of the land, both man and beast, and executing judgment on all the gods of Egypt, I, the Lord. But the blood will be marked on the house where you are. Seeing the blood, I will pass over you. Thus, when I strike the land of Egypt, no destructive blow will come upon you. This day shall be a memorial feast for you, which all your generations shall celebrate, with pilgrimage to the Lord and a perpetual institution." The Psalms for this Mass comes from Psalms chapter 116, verses 12 through 13, 15 through 16 BC, and 17 through 18. The response for this psalm is, "Our blessing cup is a communion with the blood of Christ." Our blessing cup is communion with the blood of Christ. How shall I make a return to the Lord? For all the good he has done for me, the cup of salvation I will take up, and I will call upon the name of the Lord. Precious in the eyes of the Lord is the death of his faithful ones. I am your servant, the son of your handmaid. You have loosed my bonds. Our blessing cup is communion with the blood of Christ. To you I will offer sacrifice of thanksgiving, and I will call upon the name of the Lord. My vows to the Lord I will pay in the presence of all his people. Our blessing cup is communion with the blood of Christ. The second reading comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 23 through 26. Brothers and sisters, I received from the Lord what I also handed on to you, that the Lord Jesus, on the night he was handed over, took bread, and after he had given thanks, broke it and said, "This is my body, for that is for you. Do this in remembrance of me." In saying this, also the cup after supper, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood. Do this as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink the cup, you proclaim the death of the Lord until he comes. The Gospel for this Mass comes from John, chapter 13, verses 1 through 15. Before the feast of Passover, Jesus knew that his hour had come to pass from this world to the Father. He loved his own in the world, and he loved them to the end. The devil had already induced Judas, son of Simon the Iscariot, to hand him over. So during supper, fully aware that the Father had put everything into his power, that he had come from God and was returning to God, he rose from supper and took off his outer garment. He took a towel and tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and dry them with the towel around his waist. He came to Simon Peter, said to him, Master, are you going to wash my feet? Jesus answered him, What I am doing you do not understand now, but you will understand later. Peter said to him, You will never wash my feet. Jesus answered him, Unless I wash you, you will have no inheritance with me. Simon Peter said to him, Master, then not only my feet, but my hands and head as well. Jesus said to him, Whoever has bathed has no need except to have his feet washed, for he is clean all over. So you are clean, but not all. He knew who would betray him. For this reason, he said, Not all of you are clean. So when he had washed their feet and put his garment back on and reclined at the table again, he said to them, Do you realize what I have done for you? You call me teacher and master, and rightly so, for indeed I am. If I, therefore, the master and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash one another's feet. I have given you a model to follow, so that, as I have done for you, you should also do. So those are the readings for the evening Mass of the Lord's Supper. That about covers it. Please like, subscribe, share the word, and I will see you guys, you'll see me tomorrow. Alright, thanks guys.